Many thanks for joining us at this time. Now, details of the news. The Nigerian Police Force has condemned the video evidencing political comment by an individual dressed in a spy police uniform regarding the upcoming Edo State gubernatorial elections, which has been circulating on social media platforms. Force Public Relations Officer ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, in a press statement, clarified that the individual is not a regular officer of the Nigerian Police Force, but a supernumerary spy police officer employed by a private company. He explained that supernumerary police officers are private individuals trained by the Nigerian police for specific security functions, primarily within the place of environment. According to him, they are not on the payroll of the NPF and do not swear to the oath of allegiance like sworn regular police officers, adding that they have the right to belong to any political party of their choice and freedom of expression. Adejobi said the individual involved has been arrested for further investigation and therefore reiterated that his political comments do not reflect the views of the Nigerian police. The Federal High Court in Abuja on Wednesday slapped 10 million naira bail each on the 10 members of the End Bad Governance protesters who were charged with attempt to overthrow President Bola Tinubu between July 1st and August 4 this year. Justice Emeka Nwite admitted them to bail while delivering ruling in their bail application. Correspondent Kunle Ojo reports that, among others, the protesters are to produce one surety, each in the same amount, while the sureties must be resident in Abuja. Justice Nwite, while rejecting the objection of the Inspector General of Police against the bail request, however, ordered the defendants not to participate in any public rally throughout their trial, pending the perfection of their respective bail condition. The judge ordered that they be remanded in prison custody. Meanwhile, September 27 has been fixed for commencement of their trial. The prosecution and defense counsel speak on the decision of the court regarding the bail conditions. Now we are joined by Comrade Yinka Falari, National Vice President, CDHR. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us at this time.
I say good evening to all Nigerians out there.
All right, while it is established that protest is not a crime in Nigeria, why do you think that it is being treated as such?
Well, it is quite unfortunate that we find ourselves where we are here, and it actually reveals how deficient we are in terms of respecting the rights of the people, especially right of freedom of assembly, freedom of expression, amongst others. So I feel criminalizing protests in Nigeria is one route we are not. Is not an unusual route. It is not, but it's quite unfortunate that the present administration, who's supposed to be seen to be above board, is now saying also towing the part of the military then and criminalizing the rights of the people. So I feel it is a very, very pathetic one for us under an acclaimed democracy we are running. So calling peaceful protest a treasonable felony, I think it is very, very barbaric, and we need to remind those who are behind this to remember that Nigeria is a party to so many international treaties on human rights. You can't be beating a child and expect the child not to cry. When should it become an offense to come out and express your grievances, your displeasure over policies that are not working for us in the country? So I really feel for my country. I feel so sad, and as an organization, we have condemned it. But it is not an unusual route. It will only be an unusual one when the so-called players, the game masters at the end of affairs, who will claim to be acclaimed Democrats, are now also towing the part of what they have condemned in the past. Don't let us forget that quite number of time. The so-called people in government also have led series of protests against hardship, against bad governance and the likes. So the reality is there, shining upon all of us to see whether we have bad governance in place or not, whether there's hardship in the country or not. So if all of these are true, then I really feel very, very sad for my country that you have chosen to criminalize peaceful protesters. Those who committed actions are different from those who have conducted themselves peacefully and expressing themselves in a very, very decent manner against what is unfair in the country. You shouldn't be beating us and tell us to keep quiet. It will not work. Not even under the military regime. They do keep quiet. Not under the military regime was our mouth sealed. So it will not work at this time. Rather we will advise everyone who has one way or the other been contributing to this clampdown on right agitators to retrace their step. They should understand we are not under military regime. We are not under military rule. We are running a democracy, and as such, the freedom of the people should be protected and must be protected. And when we negotiate all of this, we will be making mockery of ourselves in the Committee of Nations. And Nigeria is one of those countries we term ourselves as giant of Africa. We should be giants in all. We should know that the right of the people cannot be traded.
Okay, all right then. So what would you advise? What advice would you give towards ensuring Nigerians have their rights respected, despite the fact they are protesting against bad governance in Nigeria?
Well, my advice is for those who are concerned, especially the authorities, to firstly accord every citizen their rights. And one of those rights that must be respected is that freedom of expression. You must accord, and don't go after the messengers. Look into the messages. If the government have decided to look into the messages and leaving the messengers out of it, we won't be where we are today. And in as much as I will not encourage any form of destruction of the Commonwealth, any form of arson, I won't encourage that. But those who have been charged to court, especially the 10 who were granted bail today, I can tell you emphatically, these are people who have only come out to lead to voice for the voiceless and say, come, we are tired of this hardship. Find solution to our problems. And they're saying all of this should not be criminalized. However, we will leave the court to do justice to that. They have been granted bail, but they will remain Nigerians, and they have right and responsibility to their own country. So I would say every protester should please let us always conduct ourselves peacefully, and let the government, let authorities know that peaceful protest anywhere in the world is not a criminal offense. It's not a treasonable offense. It is not an offense in the overall of it. It is when it becomes destructive, and the security agencies have the right to identify those who made the protest to go destructive, and they have the right to charge those ones, not those who have led, who are voicing for the voiceless in our society. It is more or less that you want to seal up the voice. It is a form of intimidation. It is an harassment, and it is very, very condemnable. We cannot take it under our so-called democracy. Democracy is supposed to be for all of us, and not just for few. And if we are going against the obnoxious policies of government, it is not because we hate the government. It is because we want the government to perform very, very well.
I'm so sorry to cut short the flow of your thoughts, but sadly we do not have that luxury of time. We thank you so much for joining us on our news at this time.
You're welcome.
And that's Comrade Yinka Folari, National Vice President, CDHR. And now we are joined by Declan A. Kaire. He is an activist and also one of the organizers of the End Bad Governance protest. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us on the news. Okay, if you're with us, could we have your reactions on the news that we have now, that is the Federal High Court in Abuja giving the 10 protesters that were arrested 10 million naira bail? What's your reaction on that?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much. It is quite unfortunate that Nigerians are in this position today. But it is very, very, very interesting that it's happening at a time where we have people who were master protesters. The current president of this country today was once a master planner of protests in this nation. And in the history of the country called Nigeria, this is the first time we're criminalizing protests, making it a treasonable felony offense, one of the highest crime one could commit. This is the first time in the history of Nigeria where such a crime could be trivialized. And it's quite unfortunate that we're in a stage now where these agents of the government, the police, who ought to be the friend of the masses, the friend of the people, is being used to charge protesters to court on treasonable felony. And so, want to say, no matter what intimidation is, no matter the suppression, no matter the repression, Nigerians will always speak out. Today, they were granted bail. I knew that they would be granted bail, and I knew that case would be thrown out. And I'm also aware that the government must compensate those comrades for unduly infringing on their right of expression. Thank you.
Okay, all right. We thank you so much for being part of our news at this time. We sincerely hope we also were able to share your views with us some other times too. Many thanks for being part of our news.
You're welcome.
All right, and that was Declani Ekaria, an activist and also one of the organizers of the End Bad Governance protest in Nigeria. Now let's go on a break, and when we come back, the news continues. Do stay with us. We are glad to have you back. Now moving on to other stories. Burger King opens a new outlet at the MMIA 2 Lagos, making it the 16th outlet in Nigeria. We have details in this report.
In a move that marks a significant milestone in its expansion journey, Burger King Nigeria has opened its 16th store at the Muritala Mohammed Airport Terminal 2, MMA 2, Ikeja, Lagos. The launch is proof of Burger King's commitment to revolutionizing the quick service restaurant industry in Nigeria. The grand opening of Burger King's MMA 2 store was a momentous occasion attended by dignitaries, customers and partners. The event featured a ribbon-cutting ceremony followed by a kitchen tour around the lucky dip that saw one guest win a free return flight courtesy of Ibom Air. Rashid Ibrahim, Managing Director and CEO of Allied Foods and Confectionery Services Limited, operators of Burger King in Nigeria, expressed his pride in the company's rapid expansion across the country. We've opened 16 restaurants in just 33 months, just one restaurant every 2 months. This space is a testament to our team's dedication and the Nigerian market's receptiveness to our brand. The decision to open the MMA2 branch was strategic, according to Rushdie. Nigeria is a melting pot of opportunities, and we recognize the potential at MMA2, Nigeria's premier airport. We wanted to bring Burger King's exceptional dining experience to this hub, catering to the diverse tastes of its numerous passengers. Burger King's commitment to adapting to local tastes while maintaining its brand identity was evident in its introduction of products like yam fries, plantain and potato cubes tailored to Nigerian palates. Additionally, Burger King emphasizes affordability and convenience with easy ordering options available via the kiosks. Regarding future location, Rushdie shared, "Our priority is customer convenience and we won't compromise on quality." A number of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Honorable Adewale Temitope (ONJP), emphasized the state commitment to supporting businesses like Burger King. The presence of Burger King in our airport, a pioneering achievement in any Nigerian airport, showcases Lagos State's dedication to creating a conducive environment for businesses to flourish. Despite economic challenges, we are resolute in our effort to foster a thriving business ecosystem. The partnership with Ibom Air is a significant one, according to Anieka Asinet, Group Manager of Marketing and Communications at Ibom Air. Sharing insight into the strategic partnership between Ibom Air and Burger King, Asinet said, "We've received numerous requests for partnership, but Burger King's proposal stood out. We saw immense value in their brand and wanted to associate with them," she explained. The collaboration enables both brands to leverage each other's platform for marketing activations, further solidifying their brand visibility and presence in the Nigerian market. Speaking further, Anieka Asinet commended the marketing team of Burger King. The partnership marks the beginning of a promising business relationship between Ibom Air and Burger King, with a focus on delivering exceptional customer experiences. By combining their strength, both brands aim to create memorable moments for their customers, fostering loyalty and driving growth. She encouraged Ibom Air passengers to indulge in Burger King's delectable menu and visit their lounge at MME2. Adding, "Today, Burger King is offering samples on our Lagos-Abuja and Lagos-Uyo flights. We believe that once passengers taste their products, they'll become repeat customers and enjoy the full experience at the lounge." This initiative allows passengers to enjoy the real burger experience from Burger King while enjoying Ibom Air hospitality. Lerato Makume, Marketing Director for Burger King, expressed her appreciation for the partnership with Ibom Air. She added that for every purchase exceeding 7,000, customers will be entered into a lucky dip to win a complimentary domestic return ticket on Ibom Air and other fantastic prizes. This promotion will run for 4 weeks until the end of September. We invite everyone to visit Burger King and take advantage of this fantastic opportunity to win an Ibom Air ticket. Please spread the word, and we look forward to rewarding our customers with this amazing prize. As Burger King Nigeria continues to expand its reach, it's clear that the brand is committed to delivering exceptional customer experiences. Through its various initiatives and strategic partnership, Burger King is poised to make a significant impact in the Nigerian market.
Now to other stories. Oyo State Government, through the Rural Water Supply and Sanitation Agency, RUWASA, has affirmed its readiness to partner local government areas, especially those at the rural communities, in combating open defecation to avoid diseases. RUWASA Chairman Babalola Afobaje said this at the head office of the agency in Ibadan, while donating motorcycles, megaphones and sanitary items to 10 local governments in the state for the purpose of sensitization and awareness in their various communities. The chairman noted that the agency had enjoyed support from the United Nations Children Fund (UNICEF) to end open defecation in Egbeda, Onwara and Ibarapa East local government areas.
I had to sit down and go back to the drawing board to ensure I justify the confidence of His Excellency in me, that by making sure this place is repositioned and made viable so that I can perform the purpose of providing potable and drinkable water for the rural populace. And since then, I've been thinking outside the box. The local government, we have actually written a letter to the chairman of the Commissioner for Local Government to ensure, to inform the local government that we are out to partner with the local government chairman in their constituency projects and ensuring at least they provide boil water for their people.
All across the local government, especially in the rural areas. You can see that when you have a good water supply in the rural areas, this one will end the cholera and other kind of the disease that can come across the local government now. So we see him and we have advised him now that we have to collaborate with the local government such that there are going to be a regular provision of the potable water all across our local government.
Now, we move to the international desk for more news.
Hello and welcome to the foreign news. Hundreds of staff at Kenya's main airport have gone on strike over a planned buyout by India's Adani Group, grounding flights and leaving passengers stranded. Workers at Nairobi Jomo Kenyatta International Airport began their protest about midnight on Tuesday, continuing into Wednesday, objecting to a planned deal to lease the facility to the Adani Group for 30 years in return for an investment of $1.85 billion. The government said the build and operate agreement with the Indian conglomerate will seek JKIA renovated and an additional runway and terminal constructed. The Kenya Airport Workers Union, which is leading the strike and is the biggest union representing Kenya's aviation workers, said the deal would cut jobs and worsen employment conditions. Other critics said the takeover will deny taxpayers future profit from the airport, whose freight and passenger fees make up more than 5% of Kenya's gross domestic product. The strike is on and all shifts have been suspended, the union leader Moses Ndemia told workers at the airport.
And that's it for now, but do join us at 9 p.m. for our primetime news. My name is Eribami Salako. See you then.
Of EFC 117 is the scintillating title clash between the two top-ranked divisional contenders and perennial fan favorites, Faiz Jacobs.
I am the #1 bantamweight, yo. I'm coming for that.